O ye who gaze upon my face, let not my youth deceive you. I, who have rested quietly in my tomb for 33 centuries long, I am now called upon to face the world, to travel to the four corners of the earth, where my name and fame have spread before me. I have lived a short life, but a long death. I have seen little, but experienced much. I am a paradox. Youth and age, beauty and weakness, life and death. I am brother of Akhenaten, the kind, dreamy philosopher murdered as he prayed to his god Atum. I am brother to my brother's wife, Nefertiti, famed for her grace and beauty. I am the son of Amenophis III, who ruled powerfully and wisely for 36 years. I am the son of Queen Ti, in whose honor my noble father built the huge sacred lake at the temple of Karnak. I am Pharaoh of Upper and Lower Egypt. My coronation is inscribed on the western wall at the temple of Thebes. I am the king of Egypt, who died at the age of 19. I am Tutankhamun.
One summer day, over 15 centuries before Christ, the square white and gold embroidered sail unfurled over the royal barge. On board stood Akhenaten and his beautiful wife, Nefertiti. A little to the side, stood a wet nurse, carrying an infant in swaddling clothes. His name? Tutankhamun. On either side stood I, the child's tutor, and Hurmuhib, the brave young officer of the guard. It was a sad day for the people of Thebes and the high priests of Ammon. Akhenaten, who 6 years earlier had renounced Ammon and rebelled against the power of his priests, was abandoning the old capital of the kingdom of Egypt. He was journeying to his new capital, Akhenaten, in the north, built in honor of his new god, Aten. The priests of Ammon, in their leopard-skinned loincloths, stood on the shore, their eyes silently mocking the young rebellious king. No music, no cheers were heard, only a few lamenting wails as the royal barge drifted with the current of the mighty river, or even the wind had left. The oarsmen dipped their huge blades into the water and heaved and tugged in perfect unison. As night fell, Akhenaten gazed intently at the sleeping infant. And, as if thinking aloud, he said to the young officer nearby, "I wonder, Hurmuhib, shall we ever see Thebes again? Will this child one day be king? Or will he be but the last of the 18th dynasty that has ruled for over 200 years?" For 3 days and 3 nights, they sailed north. On the morning of the 4th day, they reached the new capital, Akhenaten. Rejoicing to mark the advent of Akhenaten and Nefertiti to Akhenaten, the new capital of the new kingdom. As the days and months went by, the child, Tutankhamun, received the constant attention of the 3 daughters of the king. As the child grew, he became fond of the king's 3rd daughter, Akhenaten, who was 4 years older than himself. He liked her better than the eldest daughter, Aten, who was always frightening him with stories of the monster who lived in the desert and would eat little children. He was also afraid of his other brother, Smenkhkara. Tutankh's physique was feeble. He did not take part in any of the rough games, such as wrestling or swimming or rowing, and he hated boxing. He escaped to the world of poetry and music and song. He thrilled to the sound of the harp and the flute, and the drum made him nervous. As he grew older, his curiosity also grew. He was amazed at the tall buildings of the city and the many people who thronged its streets. He asked all sorts of questions about the moon, the stars, the sun, about life, and about Aten. Life was very pleasant in Akhenaten, but the rest of the kingdom was seething with unrest and turmoil. The priests of Thebes, the defenders of Amun, were secretly plotting the downfall of Akhenaten, the man who dared to rebel against Amun, the ancient god of all pharaohs. Tutankh's brother, Smenkhkara, and his wife were murdered in a mysterious manner. Akhenaten's throne became shaky. He married his own daughter, Akhenaten, but she bore him still another daughter. In desperation, Akhenaten married her off to the frail Tutankhamun. And then one day, Akhenaten was stabbed in the back as he knelt in prayer to Aten. He fell to the floor, dead. The murderer was one of the priests of Amun who had infiltrated Akhenaten a month earlier. The priests of Amun had finally gained their revenge against the audacious rebel. Amidst this turmoil and unrest, the boy prince and his young bride ascended to the throne. He bore the name Tutankhamun. The young pharaoh's tutor and advisor had been in secret contact with the high priests of Amun. He also had the king's full confidence and gradually persuaded Tutankhaten to return to Thebes, to abandon Akhenaten and the god Aten, and to uphold once more the worship of the almighty Amun. The pier in front of the royal palace in Thebes. The pier is crowded with people waiting to receive the boy king on his arrival. In the front row stand the shaven-headed priests of Amun wearing their leopard skin loincloths. One step behind them stand the courtiers. On the banks of the Nile stand masses and masses of people, flags fluttering gaily in the breeze. Thebes in its entirety has turned out to welcome the boy king whom they had scorned and banished only 9 years earlier. As the royal barge came into view, the boy king could be seen holding hands with his young queen on deck. The cheers and applause rang loud. As the royal couple stepped onto the pier, the priests and courtiers crowded round them. Cymbals clashed and dancers led the way. The royal procession moved to the great temple of Ammon.
Will he renounce? Will he proclaim Ammon is God?
So ran the whispers in the crowd. A heavy silence reigns in the great temple. The high priest of Ammon begins his incantation.
O mighty and omnipotent Ammon, O greatest of gods, Ammon, wilt thou grant forgiveness to your slave Tutankhamun for the folly of his brother? O mighty Ammon, thy slave Tutankhamun prostrates himself before thee.
O mighty Amun-Ra, omnipotent Ra, God of the earth, moon, stars, and sun. O God of my fathers, grant me thy divine grace, thy forgiveness, guide my footsteps, give me wisdom and strength, for thou art almighty, omnipotent, powerful. Thou art Amun-Ra.
Rise, O Pharaoh. Rise, O King of Egypt. Rise, O Tutankhamun.